So last lecture, if you remember, in extra online session, we started with Unit 5, that is realization of benefit and IT governance, right? So in that we will see the points related to managing resources. Resources like here three types of resources we are considering, that is people, process, and technology. So to realize benefit from private or public cloud IT services, again, we are trying to get the benefit with respect to this all types of services: infrastructure as a service, platform, process as a service, and software as a service. Then we will see Gartner's 5 pillars of benefit realization in today's session: IT governance as a service, right? How to govern this information technology service. There are some rules and regulations we need to follow, and that is something included inside IT governance. So that we will see IT governance as service in measuring the delivery of IT strategy from cloud IT services. And we see some approaches like Sarbanes-Oxley, COBIT, and other commonly used approaches for the IT governance. And then lastly, cloud software for asset management, how we can manage the assets using cloud softwares, and criteria for success in asset management technology, right? That we will see in this unit 5. So last session we completed with managing resources for cloud IT services. We talk about people, uh, the role of people's HR, human resource in cloud strategy for innovating, operating, and governing the overall cloud system, right? Ultimately, people, humans are responsible for ultimate decision making. Though some AI comes in picture, some other technology come and go. Finally, your human resource are there to operate, to take the final decision, right? So cloud architects, DevOps, FinOps, all these different kind of peoples, we consider them as our resource, and how we can manage this processes, another P in the PPT framework, that ensuring structure and automation and compliance, development, security, operation pipelines, ITIL workflows, right? The technology who delivers scalable, cost efficient, and secure solutions. We talk about all this in detail. People, which are the key responsibilities, example of that, and what will be the output. So increase cloud adoption rate and reduced dependency on external consultants. We talk about the processes which are focusing on the areas like automation, governance, standardizations, right? Security. So that all with some examples like dev security operations, which are in practice. And lastly, we talk about the technologies. So with this four service model, the process as a service also get added as a service. Uh, and then we start with the private versus public cloud resource management with this 5 aspects like ownership, control, cost, security, and scalability, right? So those who have missed, uh, once you log in on this Microsoft team, you can able to see uh, the recorded videos of the previous session. Soon I will share it through my YouTube channel, so you can recall it as and when required. Now let's see the scenario we considered last time, the challenges in resource management we considered. And now let's go for overview of cloud IT services, right? So this IT service going to offer scalable solutions, right, which are specifically tailored for different business needs as per their requirements and goals. We can tailor this service, we can scale this service, right? So from infrastructure, providing infrastructure as a service, platforms, enabling development platforms for development of some softwares, software as a service, delivering software applications, and this service enable business to focus more on other core operations. Other softwares can be taken as an APIs, application programming interface, and can be used within one another, right? And process as a service. So this complements the overall streamlining of this business process. Now let's see one more important point regarding Gartner's 5 pillars of benefit realization. So you may heard this Gartner report many of the times who are dealing with the data, who are dealing with the technology, right? So who is this Gartner's and giving this 5 pillars of benefit realization? So this Gartner is not something human or person. It's a research advisory company established in something 1979 by some, sorry. Yes, so it is founded in 1979. This research and advisory company. So we have this Gideon Gartner who founded this research advisory company in 1979 in some Stanford, and it works in areas like IT, overall IT strategies, cloud computing, cyber security, or some digital transformation, converting each and every process in the organization, in the business, uh, by digital, right? Digital, right? So that that task can be more simpler, more easier for the organization, and they will end up with more return on investment, more profit. So this Gartner is doing organizations something helpful by making some better technology decisions, designing IT strategies, uh, and they have this suggestions of 5 pillars for benefit realization of the companies, right? So for any company, XYZ company, if they opt for some IT strategies, if they developed some techniques, technologies for converting their daily business requirements, daily business goals into some digital platform and fasten it and getting benefit out of it, right? So how any organization can come to know that after opting this IT strategy, they get benefited, right? So this Gartner's research analysts and experts, the company's experts develop this 5 pillars based on industries data, different industries case studies, and different consulting experience, right? So it is not from single individual person, but it is a collective research of different organizations, uh, different industries, different case studies, and this mostly used by different top Fortune companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, and widely referenced in industry as well as just like in academics, we are learning this, right? So this will help for deciding different cloud strategies, real world IT frameworks. So let's see this pillars one by one. So the first pillar we talk here is value realization, the first pillar of benefit realization by Gartner. So if you see any organization This pillar, value realization, focusing on mostly IT investment. So whatever the information technology strategies, whatever the cost that industry look for this IT investment, generate this actual business value. That is getting something derived from this first pillar, right? So whether after opting this IT strategies by some XYZ business, they are getting what they expected, right? So they required to add some value and in their business, and whether that value get added into their business, whether that value may be profit, that value may be innovation, that value may be fastening the different workloads across the industry and coming up with some return on the investment, right? So how they achieve this? By involving some KPIs, that is nothing but key performance indicators, correct? So these KPIs, that is key performance indicators, and different outcomes of the organizations after opting this IT strategies. They evaluate this both point, that is key performance indicators and the outcome after opting that business strategy. That business strategy can be simply moving infrastructure to cloud. That IT strategy can be simply opting for cloud storage. That strategy can be simply opting for Gmail like service for the business, for the organization, right? Or using some Google work workplace applications, right? So whatever the IT strategy they implemented, what is the outcome of that? What is the key performance indicator of that? So some key performance indicator are derived, and depending on that, whether different goals of that organizations for opting that IT strategies is mitigating or not, is getting accomplished or not, right? So ensuring alignment with the strategic goals by using this key performance indicator, that is something the first pillar, value realization. Let's consider an example of our own university who want to implement an cloud-based LMS, right? Learning management system. So right now we are conducting lectures on this Microsoft team. Same like this, can we develop our own MIT University learning management system where teachers can share students their notes, teachers can connect with the students for conducting sessions, conducting lectures, right? And by opting this learning management system, so complete LMS, if they developed, what will be the outcome of this, right? Whether the students getting satisfied, whether the faculty getting satisfied, whether there is increase in engagement of the student, uh, improvement of the passing percentage, or reduction of the manual work of the faculties or the students, right? So something like this key performance indicators are decided, and based on that outcomes, the value realization was derived, right? So that is with example of university LMS, we discuss this value realization point, right? Next, for value realization, we can have like defined by Gartner, ensuring whether the every IT or the cloud investment strategy delivering proper measurable or meaningful business outcomes or not. Not just technical implementation, but maybe we on behalf of some profit. So it's not about some deploying technology, but also extracting the actual outcome of that, real business value from it, right? So that can be linking business goals to the IT strategy. Every IT initiative, whatever strategy they have decided, must accomplish some or the other objective of the business, right? It is not just you are using some technology just to use it, right? After implementation of LMS, you are not implementing this LMS, you are not creating this LMS for university just for the sake of implementation, just for using some technology. No. After implementing this, what achievement was done by the university? What goal of the university was get achieved, right? That is also need to on investment. That can be productivity improvement, or the customer satisfaction like that, or maybe tracking with some benefit and ensuring that whether that all performance is getting satisfied or not. Let's talk about the second Gartner's pillar. So after first one, that is value realization, let's go for cost optimization. So in cost optimization, we will discuss and more focus on the spending, on the cost of that bearing that technology, implementing that technology. So IT spending, whether it is efficient, whether it is optimized, properly controlled or not, and we are spending our money not on the unnecessary expenses, unnecessary technologies, right? But every penny, every rupees we are spending on the technology, they are under control, they are optimized. So mostly we are promoting like pay as you go model, right? We are using appropriate instance types, and we are taking other cloud advantages. So encouraging right size of the resources. Instead of running, let's say, some 10 servers 24/7, we shift to, let's say, 5 servers at the night, right? And 10 servers in the morning. So something like this, cost optimization we are doing or not, that is getting examined in this cost optimization second pillar of benefit realization. Another way in this benefit of realization pillar, cost optimization, we are having third pillar, then is for risk management. So identifying and mitigating, satisfying that risk. That risk can be technical, that risk can be financial, right? And that risk can be related to security, some security threats, which can be cyber security or some compliance and rule regulations of uh, protecting our data, encryption, decryption, proper implementation of authentications, right? Or that can be implementation of disaster recovery management system, right? So we call that disaster recovery management system, DRMS mostly. So implementation of proper disaster recovery management system, proper backup strategies, maybe every hour, every week, every month, or yearly basis, right? Proper deduplication of the data so that it is available at all the time. All this kind of risk management was done while implementing IT strategy or not. That is getting checked. So it addresses risk like some vendor lock-in or some downtime, right? So when mostly you go for multi-region deployment in cloud for avoiding service failure during outages, that is something you are doing the risk management, right? So that is also this uh, taken into consideration in benefit realization, whether proper risk management by the industry, by the business organization is done properly or not. Then we are having fourth pillar, that is resource alignment. So whatever the resource we talk in previous session, that is people, processes, technologies that are properly aligned with business objectives or goal or not, whether you have proper resources, proper peoples, proper skill peoples, trained workforce for implementing the right tools and platforms, right? Different cloud strategies. We have proper process integrations or not, proper technologies or not, right? So company adopting that cloud computing, but staff is not knowing what is cloud computing, right? So obviously that is going to fail. So proper resource alignment was done. There's training of the employees for the cloud adoption. Maybe you are taking with the AWS or Azure, or you are restructuring some workflows. So proper alignment of all possible resources towards that IT technology implementation was done properly or not. That is getting checked with this resource alignment pillar. And the fifth pillar is for performance management. So continuously monitoring and checking whether there is a scope for the improvement or not. So continuous monitoring and improvement, that is getting checked. So there may be different metrics, just like we have for value realization, different KPIs, key performance indicators. We have different metrics here. We have different dashboards, right? Which are giving you proper performance checking at all the time, uh, checking with different kind of analytics through Power BI like tools, right? And deciding whether that metrics are efficiently managed, giving proper output or not, right? So tracking system performance, different service levels and outcomes of that. That comes in this continuous process of performance management. And accordingly, then we are going to optimize different parameters for getting good performance. So that can be your cloud watch kind of applications, right? For performance management, we can take this cloud watch as an example. Cloud logs we can monitor, right? So monitoring this applications, maybe response time and uptime using tools like this CloudWatch, or we can have in Azure, Microsoft Azure, we have same like this CloudWatch for performance management as Azure Monitor, right? So they all this five pillars, that is first value realization, second cost optimization, risk management, resource alignment, and performance, right? All are connected with each another and proper. All five give together the benefit realization, right? So first value relation is going to define what you want, whether you are whatever you are wanting, are you getting that or not? Second, cost optimization will check whether you are not overspending, cost optimization properly done or not. Third one, you are going to protect from failures and threats. All possible care you are taking and implementing and proceeding with the technology implementation or not. And proper resource alignment. Everything is properly set up according to your business goals, needs or not. And lastly, the performance checking, continuously checking and continuously improving, right? Always there is the scope for the improvement. That is something done by this fifth pillar, right? So you can have this shortcut of all this, that is VC, RRP, value, cost, risk, resource, and performance, right? All this gives you the total benefit realization. That is Gartner's 5 pillar for benefit realization of IT industry, right? Any doubt so far?